All right, this is Ubaid on behalf of Electronics, and in this video, we'll be talking about how changes in income as well as prices impact your budget constraint line, right? So in the last couple of videos, we've been talking about budget constraint line, which has to do with consumption of either one good or the other. Okay, so based on the amount of money that you have in your pocket, okay, you may either consume good A or good B. And your budget constraint line, which was based on utility, marginal utility per dollar, okay, law of diminishing marginal utility, so on and so forth, was aligned between these 2 points. All right. Now, when it comes to this line, there are many factors that impact the shift of the curve itself, the shift of the line itself, the movement of this line. Okay. When we talked about the budget constraint line in the past few videos, we were talking about movement along the line. So this was movement along the line. Okay, however, in this video, we'll be talking about the shift of the line itself, either to the right or to the left. Okay, so first of all, you have your income effect. And when it comes to your income effect, the income effect has to do with either an increase or reduction of your income. All right, now when the income goes up, okay, consumers tend to buy more of normal goods. Okay, so consumers buy more normal goods. And normal goods are goods that consumers consume when their income is high. Okay, so more normal goods. Okay, these are goods of good quality. Okay, better customer service, better refund policy, better return policy. Okay, better terms and conditions. Okay, better reputation in the market in terms of the brand. Okay, so on and so forth. So these are normal goods. Okay, better security and safety. All right. So these are normal goods. Whereas when the income goes down, okay, when income goes down, consumers buy inferior goods. And this is especially true when it comes to basic necessities such as food, water, shelter, medication, so on and so forth. Okay, people buy what they can afford. All right, so when their income goes down, okay, they buy inferior goods. Now, inferior goods may be goods of poor quality, poor customer service, poor return policy, poor refund policy, poor terms and conditions, so more restrictive terms and conditions. Okay, you have um, poor safety, okay, as well as poor security, okay, and poor reputation of the product itself, of the product brand. All right, so they buy inferior goods. Now, if you were to talk about this income effect in terms of this curve over here, if you were to take this line over here and talk about the income effect, okay, when the income goes up, okay, this line will shift to the right, okay, because the consumption will go up. So when the income goes up, okay, budget constraint line or BC will shift to the right. Okay, and when the income goes down, your budget constraint line shifts to the left. So as income goes down, your BC will shift to the left. And this will impact the points along the line or along the curve as well, such as these points over here. Okay, we know that these points, okay, they will change as the budget constraint line, this line over here, either shifts to the right or to the left. All right, now apart from that, okay, you also have your price effect. Okay, so impact of price on your consumption or consumer choices. So the second one over here, this has to do with prices. And when we talk about prices, okay, we're talking about prices going either up or down, right? So when the price of a merchandise or a good goes up, okay, consumers will tend to buy less. And this we know from our, okay, demand curve, okay, which looks something like this. Okay, so as prices go down, okay, your quantity demanded, QD, will go up. All right. However, and this is ceteris paribus, considering all other factors are equal. Okay. However, in real life, okay, there are many, many, many factors that impact demand or quantity demanded. Okay, not just price. Okay, as a result of which your budget constraint line, okay, the amount of money that you have in your pocket is one such factor. And when the prices go up, okay, based on the budget constraint line, based on the budget that you have, based on the amount of money that you have in your pocket, okay, if the prices go up, okay, this line over here, the budget constraint line between good A and good B, will rotate clockwise. Okay, it will rotate clockwise. So rather than a shift of the curve, you have a rotation of the curve. Okay, which basically means, okay, because the price of one good goes up, okay, what's going to end up happening is, okay, let's say the price of good A goes up. Okay, what's going to end up happening is the consumption, okay, let's say this is point C, and this will stay over here as point C. So consumption of good B, consumption of good B will stay the same. Will stay the same. But consumption of A will be reduced. Okay, consumption of GA will be reduced. And this is one possibility. Okay, because this is a budget constraint line. At the end of the day, it's up to the consumer to decide, okay, which product he or she wants to buy and which product he or she does not want to buy. All right, which basically means that this person, okay, if the prices go up for one product, okay, he or she may decide to buy less of product A, okay, and more or the same quantity of product B, or less of product B and more or same quantity of product A. Okay, it really depends on the amount of money he or she has in his or her pocket, as well as what he or she decides to do with that money. All right, so that has to do with your price effect. So number one, you have your income effect, which had to do with normal and inferior goods. And number two has to do with prices, okay, which will rotate your budget constraint line clockwise. Okay, this is if the prices go up. Okay, and it will rotate it counterclockwise. Okay, if the prices go down. All right. So that would be it in terms of your income effect and the impact of price on consumer demand. On behalf of V Electronics, this is Ubay. Have yourself a great day.